Hello YouTube and welcome to episode 50. That's correct, episode 50. A half century of HK episodes in the rise of Icelandic football. Obviously with HK. Obviously it's Damien. We should know the drill by now. It's been 50 episodes. I'm so glad to be here. However, if you have not watched episode 47, 48 and 49 of our recent group stage games in the Champions League, have to go watch that first before you come here, because there is going to be a spoiler or two into what happened in those games, and they're very good games to watch, and shows a bit more about where the save's gone and the progression that we're making and all that sort of stuff. So if you haven't gone and watched 47, 48 and 49, please go back and watch them first before you come here and watch episode 50. I'm going to give you a second to go do that now. There's your 1 second. If you haven't watched it by now and have not clicked away, unfortunately you're about to get a spoiler. For those that have watched it, we know that we're in the Champions League first knockout round against Atletico Madrid for the second time in our history. We're out of the group, guys. Sensational stuff to be part of. We're not going to go and recap that or anything like that. For episode 50, I've got plenty of notes to go over and absolutely have a look over players and goals, my favourite goals, let's say, favourite players, transfers that could have been and didn't happen, my favourite matches so far, other league other leagues like the Premier League, what's happening in Spain, Italy, Germany, all that sort of stuff, what was my favourite episode so far in the save, and so on and so forth. Without further ado, let's get into it. It's episode 50, there we are. We know about the squad, and we will go about our current squad in more in-depth later on in the save. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the club and just give an overview of the club. Because we made it out the group, all of a sudden we're 3.5 star, which is awesome for us. Our reputation's finally gone up again. Sensational for us. But if we go to the general page, our legends at the moment are a player called Håkon Ingi Isberg. Gunnarsson, who did play at the club but didn't feature too much, is now retired. Another guy that I don't know, myself, obviously, Kanan and Gunnarsson, who obviously here are icons, and Stein is obviously part of the favoured personnel. I'm really loving that we are on the legends list, but so is Håkon Ingi Isberg, and he is actually the first person that we got to talk about that I have in my list here to do with episode 50 as we take a sip of our coffee. It's an episode full of talking. There's no game in this episode, but there's going to be plenty of highlights, plenty of goals, plenty of funny moments, enjoyable moments, all that sort of stuff. But Håkon Ingi Isberg, a player that regened at the club back in our first season here at HK, which wasn't on Twitch or YouTube. Obviously, we didn't start streaming until after 2018 when I said this save has the potential to go on and become a YouTube series and Twitch, and I've been wanting to do it. I was thinking about doing it in 2019 for FM19. We decided just to do it in FM18. This is the save to do it with. He's been here since the start, won the Premier Division basically off his own boot, it felt at times, in 2018 in our first time of trying, and since then he's been an absolute star for our first team, playing virtually every game except for one in 2021, having rejected plenty of bids for him in the past worth millions of dollars. He's played 137 games for the club, 62 goals, 81 assists, 29 player of the matches. He's obviously played for Iceland as well. He's played had 15 caps, no goals just yet, which I thought is really strange for a person that hasn't had any goals. That is his information at the moment. We're part of his favourite personnel as well. A part of the dynamics, we're top of the list there. He loves us. He loves a lot of his teammates. Thinks we're all great. He's part of the social group as well, which is sensational. But we want to get to his bio, and I don't know where it's gone, so we're just going to go to profile. We're going to put Mr. Isberg's biography just here. If you want to go and read his biography, we're going to leave it there. You can pause the video just quickly. We're going to leave this part here now. You can pause that, and then in a second I'll move it down and get the rest of it. I think that's enough time. There we are. Isberg spent his entire career at HK. That's great to know. There's all these wars that he's won as well, his bio. We're going to get that back to the attributes thing though, because we're going to need that to go through players. Isberg's greatest moment came in a game against Feyenoord, I would say. He's scored, look, this is a guy that has scored, right? 90th minute winners to get us into the group stage of the Champions League. A guy that has won the league off his own boot back when we weren't a dominating side in Iceland, and he just carried us for days. A guy that got into the Icelandic international side at 17. A guy that was worth $1 million in our club. First guy to get $1 million bid in our club. But if we go all the way back, not to 2017, but all the way to... let's go. We've gone 1 year too much. 2019, I reckon it was. There we are. We got done in the Champions League playoff game against Salzburg. We cried in that episode. But there's a 1-1 draw against Feyenoord. Now, we can't see the goal here because it's too far back in the save where we can't let up the highlight. But Isberg's 82nd minute goal was clipped on the Twitch stream live. So we're going to cut to the Twitch stream live now. This is by far Isberg, my favourite moment of Isberg. This is by far, is it my favourite goal of the save? Look, I think so, yes. It's one of the best strikes that I've seen on FM in a long time. The technique on this is beautiful. Just go and sit back, enjoy the old school commentary of myself as well, and go and enjoy this. Isberg won the goal against Feyenoord in a game we got absolutely dominated in. But boy, Isberg, off his own right boot, got us a point and gave us belief that we could maybe get through the Europa League group stage. We're going to go and show you that one now. Don't go anywhere because we're going to cut back to myself live and the rest of the episode will be live. Unfortunately, just for this goal here and this little part of it, we don't have any live footage to show you of this right now. I'd love to re-commentate it all and go absolutely berserk, but we did go berserk on stream. Go watch it right now. Here we go. Isberg's goal against Feyenoord. I'll see you back here in just a second. Stay with the highlight before I make the changes. Brunt, good challenge. Isberg, can he clear it up the line? He can. Siggy Fussen now on the break. Here's a chance for us to go. Go Siggy Fussen, his ball inside. Isberg, hit it on the volley. Isberg on the volley. Oh my days, what a hit. How come Isberg hit your heart out? Oh my jeez. It's on the break. HK make it 1-1 against the run of play. Isberg, the star man for HK. He's been liquid moves everywhere. Siggy Fussen's ball inside. I wanted to play it to young Iceland, but look at that on the volley. Look at the technique. Oh my. Have a moment to admire that one, boys. We're going to watch that one back in all its glory. It is 1-1. HK 1, Feyenoord 1. Hakon England Isberg has scored. It is absolutely wonderful. Well, welcome back. What a hit from Isberg, hey? I've gone back and watched it 4 times whilst editing and all that. I've watched that footage of him hitting it and, you know, oh my days. Yeah, it was one of those moments where you just want to contain yourself. But you can't really because he's just so delighted that he's caught it so sweet. You know, a few old school players and Siggy Fussen, oh my god, Siggy Fussen. If we thought he would have been the bee's knees, one of the best signings ever made, turned out to be an absolute dud. But look, gave an assist to probably the best goal HK will ever probably score in terms of just individual brilliance. There's a goal coming up which I do rate quite highly. It's a team goal. It actually happened in this Champions League group stage not too long ago. But we'll get to that. Isberg is just a sensational little player. We've got other players that we have to talk about, though. We have to go to the squad, and there's players that we, there's a player that we have to talk about straight away, and his name is Silvio Ragnoli. The life of Silvio Ragnoli, the enigma of Silvio Ragnoli. He's worth $31 million right now. He obviously came to HK as a 400k punt after scouting him from Series C, where in Mirante he had a few decent years. His first year wasn't everything to scream home about, and then, wow, came to us and enjoyed 2 great years. Unfortunately for us, he did say that he wanted to leave. He only had 2 years left of his contract. He had a 15 mil release fee. No one was paying it, but when we got 12 mil up front from Fiorentina, we were 50% sell on for next of the next sale. We thought for sure that was a deal worth making because he's got to obviously sell on for plenty of money. Throughout the whole time at Fiorentina, he was interested, and Fiorentina had bids from Juve and Roma, Inter. I reckon they had a bid from Benfica where he's ended up now, but they never accepted because they wanted him to stay and be at the club. Unfortunately for Fiorentina, they promised him Champions League football. They didn't get there in the league. He let his contract run out, and unfortunately for good old HK, that means we didn't make any money off any of his sales. He was put as a transfer list for 45 mil, and both Madrid and Juve wanted him but never put a bid in. So it was one of those things you cry. Right now he's at Benfica, but look at him. He joined the Serie A, and I think at the time we shed a tear on a Transfer Live episode and said, look, this guy is sensational. He's going to go and dominate, and that first full year in Serie A was quite a year. He scored 18 goals and 33 playing as a centre attacking mid. You have to go back and look at his profile and just look at the play he's turned into at 26. Still hasn't represented Italy, which makes me believe that if he stayed at HK for all 7 years, he would have been a HK international player. The dribbling, the finishing, the first touch at shadow striker, the long shots, the passing's decent. But as a shadow striker, this is what I want to see. 6'2" with 17 jumping reach, scored an amazing amount of headers for us. Great stamina, good strength, good acceleration, great determination, and off the ball. Him linking up there with Isberg on the right was just like Isberg cross, Silvio Ragnoli finish. There we go run away. At that stage, Flamen just joined the club as well, and it was just an awesome partnership to be a part of. It was probably the reason we actually got out of the group for the very first time many years ago, which is what we're going to look at next. The first time we got out of the group stage in the Champions League. So obviously we know we made the Europa League stages here. We got knocked out in the group, right? But next season it all happened. We got through to the Champions League in the most unfancied way ever. We got Derry City straight up, and we obviously beat them fairly well at home, and away from home we did beat them in a game that didn't mean too much. We then got, I think that was an Israeli side, and we beat them 4-0 and 2-0, 4-0 away, and we thought, okay, not a problem. But then we got Celtic. It's a game we can't click on. And when we got Celtic on live on YouTube, we actually said, well, there we go and enjoy the Europa League again. We beat them 3-0, and this was a very good Celtic side. 3-0, they had a speeder in goals, Tyrini at left back, he wasn't at United, and I think Everton picked him up from United because he didn't get enough game time at Man United. Musa Dembele, who's at Leverkusen. Who else? Had quite a lot of good players, did Celtic. We beat them 3-0 and then drew 1-1 away in the second leg, which obviously put us through. We then played Spartak Prague and drew 0-0, and we all got a bit worried there before we absolutely pumped them 3-1 away from home. We got to the Champions League, and then from there it was like, well, you got drawn in a group with Juve, Sporting and RBL. What is going to happen here? Well, I tell you what happened. We lost 5-0 to Juve. Sporting beat us 3-2 in a game we probably should have won. We lost 9-3 to RBL in a crazy game. We then beat them 4-3. And then everyone was like, you're going out the group. And yes, we were. But that just gave us the platform for the year after, where we made the Champions League group stage again. And for the first time, ever in the same, we actually got lucky with a group. We got Anderlecht and Moscow, who weren't that great. We beat Moscow 3-1 away from home, and we knew straight away then that maybe this was our chance to get through. We then lost the City only 2-1, two late goals. We scored a late one, and they scored a late one later on as well. Can't click on these games, unfortunately, yet. We then beat Anderlecht twice. We then beat Moscow, which put us through. We didn't beat City to go top the group, and unfortunately for us, we drew RBL, who we drew 4-3 at home, and then we lost 4-2 away. I actually think the episode this is a live episode, so we won't be cutting that out, but we are choking. 4-2 we lost. It was actually 3-1 or 4-1 we lost, I think, live. And then our game crashed after recording. When we were recording, we didn't save. I then just had to sim until we lost the game, and I think we lost 4-2. I think we lost 3-2 normally, and we went out, obviously, without away goals. This one here is pretty much the same thing. But those games are back on YouTube. In terms of highlighting all the rest of the group stage and where we've come, the rest is all very well documented on YouTube. The next thing I want to get into is other players. Isberg, Ragnoli. We have to talk about a player that's not here though first, and that is Bonanin. Now, the story of Tito Bonanin. He looks sensational, 17 finishing, 19 determination, 38 million he is worth. Our board accepted 6.5. And nothing we could do about it. This was the most upset I've ever been at a football manager board in my life, and the most upset that I've ever been at a transfer ever in football manager. It's something that cut me real deep. Putting all this time and effort into the save, finding players like Bonanin, who we picked up for $2 million, was one of our biggest signings that we've ever signed for. And then we got not all the way back. We got Bonanin in. He looked sensational. He created episode 25, which is our favourite episode, but we'll talk about episode 25 later, where he made us want to just, it was frustrating, right? So frustrating was it, watching him play. But at the same time, he went and made up for it later on in the episode as well, getting an assist for a very vital goal. He then went there for 6.5, and he didn't do too much, doing 5 goals and 6 goals. He's having a better year this year for West Ham, who are doing decently well when I last checked on the Prem. Yes, they are. But he's not their key player or anything, but he does play games for them off the bench, and he does start occasionally, and he is sensational. I would have loved to keep him as second choice striker, but that is Tito Bonanin. We do miss him. We do hate the board still for selling him for 6.5 million on deadline day. Didn't even give us a chance to protest or even prepare for the bid. It was just 7 minutes of madness where the bid was accepted by the board, work permit, and he was off. I just got an email saying Bonanin has left the West Ham, and I was like, really? Go jump off a bridge. We even started on stream. We tried to start fights with the board just because of that. We didn't get into any fight with the board. The board is too smart for that. Just rejecting every request, knowing that maybe it was a little bit of spite. The next player we're going to talk about is Flaman. We obviously know about Flaman. Broke his leg, unfortunately, during a Champions League game against Chelsea. Right at that stage, we just had bids for like 22 mil accepted by the board and then rejected by us, and we wanted to keep on to him. Right now, someone offered me 22 mil, we probably would sell because we probably can find maybe a better second choice striker now because we're at the level we've gone up to. But at the same time, this guy has done amazing things for the club. He came in for 3.7 mil, and by far he lived up to the 3.7 mil, scoring goals for fun, scoring 58, 107, and 7.5. We've got an 8.0 in season 2025. In continental football, he's been sensational, scoring goals for fun for us. We've got to love for the man. That's all the sort of players I want to talk about. I think Callis deserves a mention. Callis is slowly turning into one of my favourite players I've ever picked up in Football Manager. Mainly because A, he's Australian, B, we're picking on the centre of excellence that I've been scouting and using for many years, especially since Workspace did the Rise to Glory, Gibraltar, and he picked up Paul Smith. Centre of excellence is like the first place I checked. He is growing into an absolute superstar. He was wanted by a few clubs, he still is. Wanted by Tottenham, Inter, Juve, and Valencia. Well, it was just Chelsea before when I last checked. But look, if someone pays me 45 mil, he'd probably go. But he is definitely turning into one of my favourite players. And talking about Callis leads me into the next goal that I think was one of my favourites. And it's probably one of my favourites because Callis did score it. And it did happen here in one of these games. Where is the 1-0 against Lenica? We did show this on stream. I think we may even show it on a YouTube episode not long ago. It did win Goal of the Year in the Icelandic Premier Division. It also won a HK Goal of the Year this year as well. I just do love this goal from Callis. The ball gets headed out. From the man comes here, lays it into Callis. Callis, one touch and bind. Top left hand corner. Pick that out. What we are going to do though for this to commemorate this goal is we're going to rewind it a little bit more. Go to that. Go back to the field, right? And we're going to go to behind the goal. Don't save the game. What's all happening here? We want to go from behind the goal. Right, we want to go way more slow when we do get there and really just enjoy and sink this one in, how good this strike is. Just look at the touch. The first touch is what makes it because he kills it dead, right? And then from there you're like, well, what are you going to do? You're going to pick your pass, you're going to chip it back out here wide. And Callis goes, no, mate. I'm an Australian that's got a very good right foot. I'm striking this one from distance. Have fun saving this. Kills it around the pressing midfielder, and then it curls. Keep going across to the top right-hand corner of the net. Keeper has got no chance. One of the best individual goals we've seen scored. I still think Isco's is better, especially being in a Champions Europa League game. Being in Europe is better, but Callis turning into one of my favourite players, scoring goals for fun as well. It's been sensational, right? In terms of all the other players that we've seen, we need to go through players that we haven't seen. Look, in saying that though, there's one more. Gleason, where are you? Come here, son. We obviously want to talk about Gleason. Have I gone blind, or is he on the bench? Where is he? Gleason? No, right down the bottom. I was getting worried, right? He's going to be a superstar. Has to be called up, obviously, for Iceland. Look, he got regen in 2024. We actually needed a left back. Played at left back basically all year. Got an 8.0 in the league. Got found out a little bit in the Champions League. This year hasn't been playing as much. Been playing off the bench. Second fiddle Lucas Lockback. But the reason we also love Gleason is our third favourite goal was against Inter, right? And just it was voted the second best goal of the whole European Champions League for the year. And you'll see why. Cardozo, right, gives it off to Steven. Steven lays it here and just, we'll rewind that because it's going to take some time to look at again and again and again. But when you put this one on the rector behind the goal, right, and you slide this one all the way slower, right, that's going to be too slow for right now. We'll get to it in a second. Just put it fast, right, get it going, right. And there we are. The ball gets to Gleason here. Just look at this. Oh, we've stuffed up the highlight, haven't we? Because the game's glitched out. Hasn't seen how well he hits it. He hits this one super well. Just watch this. And the game eventually unpauses itself. Just comes in, sets himself, one big strike, and then bang, meets it as well as you want. Look at the technique. Keeper's trying to readjust himself, but he's never getting there. The thing was struck like a bullet into the top right-hand corner. Gleason on the volley. That's our third favourite goal of the save so far. We've got one more goal, obviously, to get through as well, but we'll get to the Schultz goal in a second, because it didn't happen too long ago, but we'll get through other things. We're going to go through chances that could have been, and the first big one is this guy, William Stewart from Man United. Just look how good he is, ladies and gentlemen. Just take a second to look that in. How on earth, Dane, were you linked with a player like this, / could have bought him? Very simply, the same way we got Callis. Centre of Excellence released him on a free. We had a contract accepted to him, and Western Sydney also came in and said, yeah, we want him as well, and he chose Western Sydney. Fair, he's Australian, want to stay in Australia, okay? We can't be too angry with him for that. What we are angry about is probably what we did. We saw his stats, right? And I went to scout him, and I could have offered him a contract then. And I said, no, I'll wait to scout him first, just to make sure the scout report's good, and then his contract. I should have just offered a contract because he looked fantastic, right? We did it. That gave Western City enough time to come in for an offer as well. I bet if we offered a contract first and Western City took a week to come in for an offer, we would have got him. We would have nabbed William Stewart. Maybe we could have made 110 mil. Would he have grown into the player that he is today? Probably not. But 193 games, 108 goals, 45 assists, 34 player of the matches, and has racked up $222 million worth of transfer revenue for whoever sold him. It's unbelievable how we nearly got William Stewart. The next one there, I think, is going to be Brian Torres, who plays at Barcelona. And he doesn't play too much as Brian Torres, but wow, he just looks so good. Brian Torres was wanted by us, FLA, City, Liverpool, and we all offered 325k all at the same time. We wanted him as a key player, I reckon, back in the day. It's hard to remember, but they were offering like rotation contracts and stuff. In the end, he chose to go from Venezuela to Brazil, and then Barcelona went and made 22.5 mil bid, and now have a very good wonder kid on their hands. He looks sensational, right? He's worth $58 million right now as a 20-year-old. Imagine what he's going to go for when Barca eventually sell him, or maybe Barca will keep using him. In terms of his game time for Barca, it's been a little bit limited, but playing very well as well. There's obviously some great players at Barcelona. We have played him in the group previously. Just look how good he looks, and he was very raw when we went and signed him, but he had the good high determination, good pace, and good crossing. And that's what we wanted in our right mid. This would have meant that we would have not had Stein. So at the time we weren't too upset when he didn't want to come. But looking back at him now, when I saw him playing for Barcelona the other day on stream, I was very, very, very annoyed that we couldn't sign Brian Torres. The next one, it played against us in the group stage, and we talked about Milan Hamas and how we nearly signed him. We actually had an offer accepted for 3.5 mil. So did River, and he went to River from the Czech to Argentina. I thought this move was mental. Fair play to him, he played quite well when River played very well, and then made a 12 mil move to Real Madrid, and maybe that's what he wanted, to go to Argentina, get a very low release fee, and then move to a big club. He's now played 51 times for the Czechs and scored 25 goals. He looks absolutely the striker looks absolutely amazing, the elite striker. We wish we signed him. Him and Flamen playing up top as a 2, because we were at that stage looking to play 4-1-2-1-2. He would have been absolutely mental to have signed. Could you imagine we actually got him and William Stewart in? Unbelievable. The next player that we're going to look at is another Australian from the Centre of Excellence, and he should be on this list. He's second on this list. Is Tesco. The winger looks sensational. Just the winger though, I would say he's an elite winger. He had these mentals, right? These technicals at 16. This one here hurt me deep because we actually put it in a contract offer. We learned from the William Stewart one and said, nah, we're putting in an offer right now for him. Screw you, Melbourne, Victory. We're not waiting, right? Victory came in a week later and said, you know what, no, we're going to put an offer in for him instead. And he basically accepted the offer within a day. We were talking for him for a week, the contract was sitting there, not a problem. We then tried to sign him for 325k, right? When Victory gave him up. Victory gave 1.2 mil release fee. We actually activated it and he didn't want to talk to us, which, sigh, it does happen. And there we go. He then was transfer listed, right, from Benfica. And once again, we went in for him. And this time he went, no, I want to go play for Olympic Marseille instead. This time we actually accepted it. We had a contract offer, made him a key player, blowed our whole wage on him. He didn't come in and went to Olympic Marseille. And the rest has been history. He's only got fetched like 2.52 mil, but if he ever leaves from Olympic Beyond, he'll be worth a bucket load. 268 appearances in his time, 64 goals, 44 assists, and a 7.25 is not too bad, nothing to be scoffed at. He looks sensational, the 28-year-old, playing very well for Australia. He's definitely wanted by Barcelona, and you can see why. Probably deserves to be at Barcelona as well. But those are the sort of players that we've missed out on, that if you could imagine we have got, oh my days, we would have, absolutely enjoyed and loved being here, being at the club. And could you imagine what the club could have been if we got all these signings as well? Look, in terms of what else we go through our favourite matches, right? And a match that springs to mind for sure is this one here. Where's the Leverkusen game? The Leverkusen 4-3 win. Is it in this Champions League period here? No, it's not. They This game here though is one of the games that was one of the games of the save though so far, where we lost to Chelsea 3-2, conceding two 90th minute goals to not only go and concede to draw, to then lose. And this is at the stage where we were questioning if Muta's really good enough. Obviously, you look at Muta, he definitely is. He has made mistakes in the past. This Champions League has been very good, right? There we go. Get back to it. There we are. We were 1-0 down to Leon Bailey. We held our own, and then Bonnigan came off the bench and scored a one-on-one. Thank God. He didn't score many, but he scored then. Brian then got a penalty after Isberg won it. We went 2-1 up, went apart in the bus, and then this happened. If you want to go watch that, that is on YouTube. It's a bit deflating. But the next one that we have to go and click over is where is that 4-3 win in the Rage episode against Leverkusen. This game at home was nuts, right? We were raging at the moment. William Stewart had scored. We were, 1-0 down, 2-0 down. We then went 2-1, and then we went 2-2 from 3-1 down at kickoff. We then went absolutely mental at HK, lads. We then got back to 3-2. At 3-2, the game kind of stagnated. We went and made changes, but super attacking. Goodison went absolute berserk, had a poor first half, scored in the 80th minute. Then in the 95th minute, with the whole of me pumping, Jon making great saves left, right, and centre, we went down on the break. Bonnin used his pace, made up for all the one-on-one chances he missed, and put in a great ball for Goodison, a volley home from the 6-yard box. And we obviously came up with a good old C, and they're even saying C every since. We went jumping around behind me, went going ballistic, and we haven't had a game like this on the save since then, where we've gone and scored twice in the last 10 minutes to win a game. We've scored plenty of last-minute winners on the save so far, but no, never 2 goals to go win a Champions League game just yet. Hopefully, Atletico Madrid in 57 days. Right, maybe not in the first leg, but in the second leg to get an away goal, to go through an away goals to the second qualifying round, or the second knockout round, or by all means. I think that talks enough about episode 50 in terms of what's going on here at home. Let's go look what everything else is. In terms of making sure everything else, I'm actually going to cut the video and then put another cut video in here in a second, just so I can take a drink, because, oh boy, my voice is hurting me after doing only 20 minutes worth of talking. I'll be right back here. Episode 50 will continue in just a second. Continue to watch me, guys, and I'll fade right in right now. Here we go. Welcome to Future Damien, talking about everything that isn't HK, but in HK database. Hello YouTube, episode 50 continues, but it's Future Damien from past Damien, who just said here comes Future Damien with everything that's not HK. The first thing we're going to look at is the Premier League. Premier League's obviously starting again this year. Thank God for that. 11th of August, cannot wait. Come on Liverpool, let's go do it. Speaking about Liverpool, down in 17th. Ancelotti is not there anymore. He just got the sack. They brought in Pellegrino now, the Argentinian. He may be out of the club as well, because I don't see how they're not. As you can see here, they started at 2016-17, finishing 4th. A lot of 6th, 5th, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. Sacked Klopp around here. Ancelotti came in, and he's got the sack after finishing 7th and then being down in 17th. Not good to be here. But obviously, when we're here in the Premier League, we just want to go through and see past winners. Obviously, we got United winning it quite the last 3 years. Seen City win it the last 2. Back to United. Arsenal finally won the Premier League for a long time. And back to United. Obviously, Chelsea was the last team on our save to win it, because of when Iceland started was 2017. So we don't have the 2017-18 Man City side that won it. But as you can see, United have dominated this completely. Mourinho's still in charge. They've got Dybala. They've got this guy's their key player, and he looks sensational, the Russian centre-back. This guy's their hot prospect, and he could probably feature for us as a fullback at any point if he wanted to. The Portuguese the 21-year-old Portuguese superstar. In terms of how the league looks at the moment, West Ham is starting to become a dominant side. Everton have grown into a really good side here. Been on the steady climb, buying players like Yuri Tillemans. Jimenez is their key man. He's got a Spanish cap. As their hot prospect, but it could be their key man. Lucas Vera is at Spurs, right, and he is a player that we could have signed for 13.5 mil. We said no, and Spurs went to sign him for 13.5 mil. So maybe we missed the trick. In terms of teams that have fallen, if you go down to like the championship, if it wants to, the teams are like Fulham are there, Leeds are still in there, Reading's there, Sheffield Wednesday's there, Wigan's in danger. You've got a few sort of sides like that. We're just going to go down and see League One, just in case there's like sides that, of interest to anyone that's there. It doesn't really look like too many teams have fallen big time in the League 2 and the non-football, but that's what the Premier League's looking like at the moment. We're obviously going to go to awards and going to go to award winners. sorry, not award winners. We're going to go there. We're going to go to history and records. Most time winners of Man United at the moment. Most points in the season. Man United got 99 points in 2018-19, which is crazy, right? Most wins in the season was obviously 32 in that one there. Fewest win was Derby. Not in the database. In the database, they've had a few things like average attendance of 94,000 at Man United's brand new stadium. That's right, Man United have a 94,000 seated stadium there. I want to know if it's called after somebody right now. That's what I want to know. We go to facilities, right? Manchester Stadium, 95,000 seater. Yeah, but can we take a look at what it's called? Would love to know what it's called. Stadium name, Old Trafford. No, Old Trafford's just been expanded to 95,000. Okay, fair enough. That's all good. I thought they moved stadiums. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, that's what the Premier League's looking like at the moment. Obviously, roaring times. If you're a Liverpool fan, Arsenal obviously not doing too well either. Dropping right off the boil. Klopp's just taken in control this week. There they sacked their manager, who was not Emery, it was someone else. Emery got sacked as well at some point. The injuries at the moment, though, Arsenal have got quite a lot. So Liverpool can't even say they have injuries, right? They've only got one major one, and they're down here losing games left, right, and centre. But enough about Liverpool, my boys. We're going to talk about Spain now and see what's been going on in El Español. Look, we didn't want to go to the Spain thing, but we wanted to go to Spain First Division, and now we're going to click on it. And there we go. So the past winners of Atletico Madrid, who have spent a lot of money on their squad and look sensational, and yeah, the team are playing in the thing. But it's been Barca, Madrid, Atletico Madrid. No real noticeable teams have really cropped up there at all in time. In terms of records, though, not a lot has come about in terms of new records. We've seen a bit of high attendance for Barca, but all Messi records kind of stand. Griezmann got a lot of plaudits for being very good at Atletico in 2020-21. But not too much has gone on there. We're going to go back to the profile here. At the moment, it's very tight up the top, 6.7 rating, the top three sides. In terms of the rest of them, not many sides have grown up or down that you want to really see. Will, who scares me every time I close my eyes and think about an Atletico game, is obviously banging goals for fun. The Dutch 127 mil player. We are going to talk about transfers last. I know that's what everybody wants to look at. We could go to Germany. Germany's probably been the most interesting one that has happened so far. If you go to the German First Division, right, we load up with the past winners. Bayern look like they've dominated, right, and they have, right, but RBL have started coming in. Leverkusen won the league and broke it all up. Leverkusen been finishing third. Stuttgart, RBL is very rich at the moment, got a lot of players in. They look sensational. Same with Leverkusen, who we did just knock out of the group. We know a lot about Leverkusen. They're very rich. Bayern are still Bayern. I don't know if they still have Harry Kane. They do still have Harry Kane. They bought Harry Kane for 128 million, banging goals for him at the moment as well. This save is just really crazy. In terms of France, it still have been... Alright, apparently France doesn't want to come up. No, there we go. France, yes, nation, that's what I wanted to do. League 1 now. Still been PSG and Monaco battling it out, and it's just been a PSG-Monaco scrap heap for the whole entire time. And then Olympique Lyon and Marseille have been just, kind of battling it out against each other. PSG, though, in terms of their squad and players, right, they still have Mbappe, who looks absolutely amazing. They spent 100 and I reckon 60 something mil, 133 mil for this guy for Liverpool. Liverpool have not used the money well at all since losing that guy. They seem to have lost their squad. Their Neymar is still here as well as a 34-year-old. His pace is dropping off dramatically though. He's only worth 4.9 mil. Imagine if he wanted to come. We'll give him a scout. I'll let you know if he ever wanted to come. Lucky last is Italy, and I know Juve have dropped off the pace a little bit here in the Serie A. But not too much off the pace. Napoli and Inter have definitely come through, but as you can see, Juve have not been the dominant selves since 2017-18. Milan actually pipped them. Juve then won. Napoli win back-to-back, and from Juve back-to-back. Juve then beat Inter from Napoli. AC Milan then go ahead and win it again from Napoli, Inter. And then as you can see, Napoli, Inter just seem to dominate at the moment. They've got a very good squad, Napoli, but I actually think we can beat them in Europe. Inter, on the other hand, look very, very, very good and very dangerous. Juve still got plenty of players here. Obviously, in terms of the senior players, no one that you really got to know apart from Mose Kean is still here. But obviously, we don't have Ronaldo on this database being at Madrid. He's now a scout at Real Madrid, and obviously a very good scout. He can judge quite well, can Cristiano Ronaldo. That is for sure. It's just good to see him being very good at it as a manager or as a scout. as a staff person on the game. The next thing we're going to do in terms of looking at everything else is the World Cup. The World Cup has been and gone for a couple of years. The defending champions are my boys, Italy. But the year before that and the year before that, we have some World Cup. Argentina beat Denmark. Yes, that is correct. Denmark came runners-up in the World Cup. That is correct. If we go all the way back here to 2018, right, in the World Cup, right, in Group E, they beat Iran. They drew to Mexico. They lost to Argentina, but got through with 4 points. They then beat Senegal. They then beat Portugal 3-0. 3-0. They then beat Brazil on penalties in the semi-final, right, in a game that was crazy. They conceded late and scored again late to equalise in a game that had 2 red cards everywhere. And they won on penalties before losing to Argentina 3-0 in the final. Argentina obviously going on to win the World Cup there. England then actually made it come home in 2022. I think this guy wasn't in charge. I still think it was Southgate. I think Southgate left after that. But England win it in 2022. That's what the current England squad looks like now. I know if a lot of people want to have a look. You know, Pickford, Much, Oxford, Chilwell, Nielsen, Lewis Cook, is still there. Rashford's there and looking sensational. My favourite player, Trent Alexander-Arnold, still there, and he looks great still at Liverpool. I think he's Liverpool captain as well. Eric Dyer is there, and it's just great. I don't think he's Liverpool captain now that I've said that. But Spain come runners up. France, host was Australia. Got moved from Qatar as well, which was great, good. And then Italy finally win a World Cup, back from redemption from 2018, get there and win the World Cup. All I know about this game is when I watched the highlights back in the World Cup, is they would have kept the whole time for Portugal. Italy won with a 91st minute winner in this game here. If we actually go to schedule and senior squad, World Cup final, there we are. It was 91st minute. It was a tap in, you know. They just worked the ball around, and cross comes in the Belotti, who looks absolutely sensational by the way. Belotti at 33. And scoring late there to win the World Cup. That's been the World Cup. And the last thing we are going to look at before we call it a day, so we're going to go to World End Transfers, and we want to see what the most expensive transfers were at the moment. I thought we could go to all transfers, and we can go to leading transfers, and that's what we want. We want to go through the biggest transfers that have happened. Now, obviously, Mbappe got bought from PSG in July for 211 million after his loan signing, which is okay. But Kingsley Coman went from City to Madrid for 189 million. Coman looks like that. He looks absolutely sensational as Kingsley Coman. That is for sure. This guy went from Leverkusen RBL for 80 million, then fees to make it 163 million. That is the Italian striker that looks sensational, that partnered with Belotti in the World Cup final. At 22, he started his career at Niot and then moved to Freiburg for 11 mil. How Niot have got this guy to regenerate his club, I do not know, but he was scoring goals for fun there in his early years. This is the big one. Dele Alli went from Tottenham to City for 161 million. Dele Alli looks quite good as well. Other ones there we know about. Dayot's always been a very good player. Leon Bailey went from Bayern to Chelsea for 135. Pounded out Jorge Arias before. Verratti went from PSG to City for 132. And then you start going down the ranks in terms of 130 odds. Penaminton there from Inter the City. Amorini is a player that went from Napoli to Chelsea that we always obviously played many times in our save. Dybala moved from Juve to United for 130. Cardi went to City for 129. A lot of money. Harry Kane, obviously we highlighted before. Merlet went. Marquinhos, I don't know who Hans Merlet is. You can see why. What a winger. Ollie Burke went to Man United for 123 mil. Just signings everywhere. Look how much money has been spent in this save. It is absolutely crazy if you tally all that up. But 211 mil, then 100, a lot of 190, a lot of over 120 mils being spent by teams that are not us. I want to know how many teams are there. Atletico there 3 times, Barca's there twice, Bayern's there 3 times, Chelsea there 3 times. Look how many times City has spent over 100 mil for a player. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Unbelievable. PSG done it 4 times, United twice, and RBL have done it once, but we've seen why RBL have done it as well. But yeah, that is going to wrap up episode 50, guys. Episode 50 is going to end with my favourite goal of the save so far that wasn't from Isberg, right? Because I can say it about from Isberg, right? And with Isberg being my favourite player, not a problem. I do like it. But where is it? It's Schultz's 34th minute goal, right, against Dynamo, which happened on YouTube as well as on Twitch live. This is just fantastic. We're going to get it off behind the goal, get it to the director, and we're going to go to a lot higher, to a faster tempo. The goal itself is not like the best hit goal ever, but it's because of the build-up play. And this is what we've been trying to do for 50 episodes at HK, is get them playing absolute baller, balls from the back, keeping the ball sensationally. Now, I've counted it as 19 passes, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually not going to even commentate it. I'm just going to let you go and enjoy this beautiful build-up play from HK in all its glory. Go and enjoy this. That's going to be the end of the episode after this one. And boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, that will be it for me. And goodbye. I will do a proper outro in a second. Just watch. "19 passes of pure baller in the Champions League." It has taken 50 episodes to get the goal like that, and I'm so proud that we have. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to check me out on Twitch to watch all this live Champions League stuff live, Atletico live, and all the build up to Atletico, link in the description below. I don't think it's going to happen today. I've got coaching in a few hours. I've got a few things to do after episode 50, so link in the description below. If you've enjoyed episode 50, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see something in episode 50, maybe like the Ballon d'Or winners or something like that, please let me know in the comments below, and I'm more than happy to go flick through it in a video coming up, maybe in episode 51 before we play Atletico Madrid. Obviously, next time on YouTube, it will be episode 51, HK vs Atletico. Please come and join me for that one there. Subscribe to the YouTube channel so you're notified when videos go live. Give this video a thumbs up for 50 episodes, the 50 episode grind on YouTube as well. And everybody, thank you for enjoying the save. The support's been great on Discord. The support's been great on the Twitch. On YouTube, it doesn't look like we get many views at times, but I know there's a lot of loyal people that watch it. We've got, you know, quite 30 odd subs at the moment at the time this video gets released, and those people generally just send me private messages, or you know, they know me, or they're in the Discord and they message me through Discord, and I'm all very happy and glad that those people do that, and this is the reason why we grind out episodes for them. To me, it's not about making, you know, money or anything off YouTube. It's just doing it for the fun and the love of Football Manager and the love of HK right now, and how much I love this save and Isberg and all these men around him. Enjoy the rest of your day or night, wherever you are, ladies and gentlemen, on the YouTube. Have a good one. Remember, Atletico next. Can we beat him? Let me know in the comments below. This is Damien signing off, and goodbye. Thank you for watching 50 episodes of HK, and who knows how many more to go.